Good morning. Welcome to the very first sermon of 2026. It will probably be pretty short, but that leaves more time for coffee and chit-chat after we finish. As most of you know, I am the incoming president of the board here at the Fellowship. I've been on the board in various roles for a few years now, but this is the year where I really have to put my oar in and paddle a lot. Luckily, I had a great role model in John Pepper, who steered our fellowship through many rough waters and brought us out on the other side. So I'd like to take a minute to give him thanks for all of his care and guidance. I had applaud in parentheticals, so thanks guys for, you did it. The title of this sermon is We Resolve, and this is the time when people make their New Year's resolutions. Funny story, when our son Alex was little, who by the way is here, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to see my son Alex. He's not little. No, he's the size of a full-grown person. When Alex was little, he misheard a lot of words and would put in his own meanings when he would mishear things. For him, New Year's resolutions were New Year's revolutions. And we laughed, but we really liked the change. Let's not just resolve ourselves. Let's start revolutions. That's the kind of energy we sometimes need to get going in the new year. I recently learned the etymology behind the word benchmark. I always heard it as a corporate jargon reference, setting a benchmark. This is like an abstract concept. But I think this is on the program cover today. It's an actual mark. It is made by surveyors and builders to form a standard, which they and others can do work in the future in the same area. The benchmark is a single horizontal line with three legs, one coming down perpendicular to the horizontal line, the others at 45-degree angles. The horizontal line represents a level, a place where future engineers and builders and surveyors can find a perfect straight line. The other lines represent alternate straight paths away from the single level. This simple symbol, which was made and left by one person, continues to help others in the future for years and years, often without the original builder ever seeing their contribution used. And I would propose that 2026 for this fellowship is a year to benchmark, to create a safe, secure, and level mark from which we and whoever comes after us move into the future. I'm a historian by training, and so I like learning about where institutions and people come from. And one of the things that I have learned as an eyewitness is that this institution has been down a very tumultuous path for the past 5 or 10 years. I know that we've had a rough go of it over the past few years. Some of the choices we've been forced to make or things that just happened to us. It was not easy. It continues to be difficult in the special way that lay-led fellowships can be difficult. But in 2026, we have an opportunity to adapt our approach. It allows us to leverage technology, which is always advancing, leveraging our people who are very strong, and leveraging a financial position to fulfill more of the mission of the fellowship. I think when change happens, either quickly or slowly, it can really have a dampening effect on action. Change of any kind can make us feel like we don't have the right to move forward, or we're stuck in a holding pattern or a defensive posture to survive change. But I think it's time for us to make a conscious choice to do more than survive. I think the vote for the sale of the property back in October was the first action of what will be many actions probably that will lead us toward a more secure future, one that feels less like we're just waiting for something else to happen. Everybody who is a member here, I think, understands the value of Unitarian Universalism and the value specifically of our model of lay-led fellowship. And in an age where many, many people are giving up on faith and communities of spiritualism, Lay-led fellowships in the UU tradition offer a pathway for people to come back to a community of faith without dogma or judgment or control. Like John said, there are no rules. Sorry. In order for us to offer that path to people, though, we really do need to be in a stable and scalable position. Not just financially solvent. I want us to be able to support our community through action. We've already started doing that work. We've done it for many years. The RESJ Fund, the scholarship program, the support of the East Spring Branch Food Pantry, MAM, the meditation group. I mean, countless ways I think that we support our community all around us. I hope to better support that work this year. I want to streamline processes and the ways we work to make it easier for us to do what we want to do. We know that the mission of the fellowship is not only to support our members, but to support the community around us and really live the 8 principles of Unitarian Universalism in the world. We can do that as an organization of any size. I know that many of us live the 8 principles and make impacts all by ourselves, just one person at a time. So even if the fellowship remains relatively small, the impacts it can have could be very outsized. I believe they already are. I want our membership to grow, but I also want us to understand that even if we remain small, our work flourishes. We just need to make sure we're supporting each other. Our actions this year can be the new benchmark, the level place with stable lines of potential action. And my hope is not to make huge changes. Instead, I just want to build stability into our work. My goals are pretty modest, but I'm hopeful that if we accomplish them, the next president and the next board will have a clearer path to keep moving forward. And whatever we decide to do, I hope our actions give us the impact that we want to create change in our community and support the people who need it when we are in a very tumultuous time. So my agenda, I don't like to do things without goals, so when I heard I was going to be the president, I was like, let's make some goals, because I have no idea how to act without goals. So the first one I have is to streamline and modernize financial processes, which sounds so boring, and it does not sound very 8 principle-y, but I think it's very important for us because we're lay-led. If we find ourselves in a sales situation with the property next door or not, there are actions that we started to take last year about modernizing our finances and our bookkeeping. Thank you so much, Meg and Sherry, that are going to help us understand our financial position and make targeted decisions around where funds go and how they support our mission. I always want to be able to say we know how this supports our mission. Everything we do should be easy to ladder up to those things. I also want us to do this, I want us to sort of adopt a more kind of set it and forget it approach that allows us to sort of monitor what's happening without feeling like we're constantly having to know everything there is to know about money, right? I also want to, as the president, my goal really is to facilitate decisions about how the fellowship is going to use its wealth. And when I say wealth, I mean money and investments and property. I also mean in our people, right? We have a lot of energy to give. Our time is a resource. Once we understand all of these things, I feel like we can review this in support of our mission. Everything we do, every dollar we spend should be easily traced to what we're trying to accomplish. Rather than just doing it, this helps us push ourselves a little bit too. How is what I'm doing supporting the community around me? How is what I'm doing supporting the principles of Unitarian Universalism? I believe those are the things that will draw more people to our cause. And I think right now our cause could use all the hands it could get. And then finally, I want to really champion and interlock our members' work to revitalize our mission. And so we're really coming down to the core here. All of our work, programs, social justice, there's so much going on that is not a big flashy project. And I want all of us to know what we're doing and see how our small projects impact our larger mission. So those are the 3 things I want to work on. But I have a couple extra thoughts before I wrap up. I told you it was going to be short. They are about privilege and energy. Sometimes we have the privilege and the energy to give a lot of ourselves. This could be monetary, but it's often more about personal action. Sometimes we just have so much energy to get going and do big things, and that's great. It's really, really great. And obviously, our fellowship is built on that kind of energy. People volunteer to clean the kitchen, to put together the program every week, to make sure the sprinklers work, to evaluate scholarship recipients, to manage the books on rentals, to edit the fellogram, to move chairs, to take down the Christmas tree, to pledge money, to come to Sunday service and participate in the life of the fellowship. All of this requires energy and dedication, and I know that we are grateful beyond belief for the spirit of giving that just infuses this place. Every single person here gives of themselves to make this community happen. But sometimes we will not have that energy or the ability to give a lot. Fatigue is real, and it comes in many forms. Sometimes we call it burnout. Sometimes it's just the feeling of like, gosh, I really have put a lot into this and I'm really tired. In times like this, our community is even more important because everyone needs to have the freedom to lay down responsibilities when they get tired of them, or when life intervenes or prevents them from doing what they want to do. That's when we need to show up for each other. Maybe it's swapping jobs or just allowing yourself to breathe and say to the community, I just don't have it right now. And then I know our community will step up for each other. With everything happening in our country's name right now, our New Year's resolutions as a fellowship are doing more than just helping ourselves or even helping Spring Branch. They are small revolutions. They are benchmarks. They show others that there is a way forward without despair or thinking there's nothing I can do, because we're doing it. We're doing it right now. Many hands make light work, and our work is so important. As we support each other and live the mission of a lay-led fellowship, we will always keep moving forward. Thanks, guys. Am I the closing or are you the closing? Okay. I don't know what I'm